I am Charmaine Sihinlas. Today, we will be tackling another topic, but before that, please stand up and Mr. JV will lead a prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Amen. Once again, good morning class. You may now take your seats. Alright, before we proceed, let me check first your attendance. I will follow the seating plan strictly. If you are not in your assigned seat, I will mark you as absent. Alright, no one is absent for today. Very good. Okay, everyone, let's stand up again for an energizer. This one is all about craving banana shakes. Are you familiar with them? No worries if not. I'll guide you through it. First, I'll say, I think I want to have banana shakes. Do you want to make banana shake with me? And you respond with a super energetic yes! Got it? Great. Now let's sing and dance along. I want you to follow after me. So first, we will going to peel the banana. So the action is peel banana. Peel banana. And after we peel the banana is, yes, we will going to chop the banana. So the action is chop banana. Chop banana. And after we chop the banana is, what we're gonna do next? Yes, we will going to shake the banana. So the action is shake banana. Shake banana. And after we shake the banana is, we will going to drink the banana. So the action is drink banana. Drink banana. And the last one is, yes, of course, there is a no more banana. So the last action is banana, no more. Banana, no more. Did you get it, class? Okay, let's start. I think I want to have banana shake. Do you want to make banana shake? Yes! One, two, three, go. Peel banana. Peel banana. Chop banana. Chop banana. Shake banana. Shake banana. Drink banana. Drink banana. Banana, no more. Banana, no more. Okay, that's it. Thank you for participating for our Energizer. I think everyone are being energized. So everyone, please have a seat. Did you enjoy the Energizer class? It seems like everyone did. I think everyone is ready to dive into today's discussion, especially Mr. Aaron Fabialis, who showed the most enthusiasm. Okay, since we're all being energized, let's have a quick recap. Who among you here can discuss or tell me of what we have discussed last meeting? Yes, Miss Himo? Yes, last meeting we discussed about foodborne diseases. So what is foodborne diseases, Miss Hildo? Okay, can you give me those types of foodborne illnesses, Miss Fabon? Very good, thank you. So those are including to foodborne illnesses caused by the ingestion of food like contaminated food. So for today, we'll be tackling another topic. First is we have unlocking of terms. So the first one is contamination. The presence of harmful substances or microorganisms in food which can occur during production, processing, storage, or handling. And the second one is food poisoning. Illnesses caused by eating food contaminated with toxins produced by bacteria, viruses, or parasites. So before I will introduce to you our topic, let's have an activity first. So are you familiar with the game 4 Picks 1 Word? Of course, I know a lot of you familiar with this game. I will show a picture with 4 different things in it, and you will have to guess the word that connects all those things together. Is it clear? Good. I will call somebody to answer the game, okay? Let's start. So this is the first picture. Miss Laura, what do you think the word that suit in the picture? Correct. So the second one is Miss Balani. Correct. It's clean. So the third one is Mr. Rappel. Kindly answer the third one. You got a wrong answer. Miss Sabaron, please help Mr. Rappel. What is it? Yes, correct. It's separate. How about the fourth one, Mr. Diola? Wrong. How about Miss Kapilitan? Yes, it's contamination. Okay, the last one is Miss Falcon. Yes, it's chill. Very good. So based on your answers, what specific task or process are linked to each of those words? Like cook, separate, clean, contamination, and chill. Yes? Yes, this is the process to ensure the food is prepared, handled, and stored in a manner. So can you give the importance of each word, Miss Natarte? Yes, cooking is crucial of killing harmful bacteria, and separate helps in avoiding the transfer of harmful bacteria, while clean is to prevent the spread of bacteria and other contaminants. Contamination is the presence of harmful substances or microorganisms in food, and the last one is chilling food promptly slows down the growth of bacteria. So based on the topic, based on the activity, what do you think is our topic today? Anyone? All right, very good. It is all about proper food handling practices. So these are the objectives. At the end of the lesson, 90% of the students, you are expected to identify the leading effect of inadequate food hygiene, discuss the essential steps in proper food handling to ensure food safety, and evaluate real-life scenario related to foodborne illnesses. Okay, so we will start our discussion on the first question, why safe food is important. Kindly read Mr. Senyoran. Thank you, Mr. Senyoran. Yes, safety food is super important because if we're not careful, food can get dirty or have germs in it from the time it's grown or made until we eat it. This can make us sick and cause problems like tummy aches, which is diarrhea, or feeling really weak because we're not getting the right nutrition. Plus, getting sick from bad food can cost a lot of money to get better, which can lead to financial burden. So it's really important to make sure our food is clean and safe to eat. So, next is, what are the important guidelines for safe food handling practices? Please read, everyone. Yes, guidelines for safe food handling practices is important because it's all about making sure our food stays safe to eat to avoid food contamination, foodborne illnesses, and food poisoning. That's why we need to be careful with how we prepare and eat our food. By following the rules for safe food handling, we can keep ourselves and others from getting sick, to ensure the safety of our family, friends, as well as the reputation of your food business. It's like following a recipe to make sure our food turns out yummy and safe. So, next is, what are the essential steps to ensure food safety? So, there are 4 essential food safety principles work together to to reduce the said risk of diseases. It is clean, separate, cook, and chill. So, let me discuss first the clean. So, first is wash your hands with warm water and soap for at least 20 seconds before and after handling food and after using the bathroom, changing diapers, and handling pets. So washing hands with warm water and soap for at least 20 seconds before and after handling food, after using the bathroom, changing diapers, and handling handling pets helps remove harmful bacteria and viruses that can contaminate food. This is crucial to prevent the spread of infections and foodborne illnesses. Next is wash your cutting board, dishes, utensils, and countertops with hot soapy water after preparing each food item. So it's all about clean surfaces and utensils. Washing cutting boards, dishes, utensils, and countertops with hot soapy water after preparing each food items help eliminate bacteria and prevent cross-contamination. So this practice ensures that harmful pathogens from raw food do not transfer to cooked or ready-to-eat foods, reducing the risk of foodborne illnesses. So next is rinse fresh fruits and vegetables under running tap water, including those with skins and greens that are not eaten. Scrub firm produce with a clean produce brush. Yes, it is very important to rinse fresh fruits and vegetables under running tap water, especially those with skins or greens that are not eaten. Removes dirt, pesticides, and bacteria, and bacteria. So scrubbing firm produce with a clean produce brush helps to further eliminate contaminants. This step is important to ensure that the food we consume is safe and free from harmful substances. And the second is separate. So separate raw meat, poultry, seafood, and eggs from other foods in your grocery shopping cart, grocery bags, and refrigerator. This helps prevent cross-contamination, where harmful bacteria from raw foods can spread to ready-to-eat foods, reducing the risk of foodborne illnesses. And next is never place cooked food on a plate that previously held raw meat, poultry, seafood, or eggs unless the plate has been washed in hot, soapy water. So, it is essential to avoid placing cooked food on surfaces that held raw items. This prevents any remaining bacteria from the raw food from contaminating the cooked food. Using the same plate or surfaces can transfer harmful bacteria, potentially causing food poisoning or infections if consumed. So next is use one cutting board for fresh produce and separate one for raw meat, poultry, and seafood. Yes, of course, we should use separate cutting boards. So having dedicated cutting boards for different food types helps prevent cross-contamination during food preparation. So using one board for fresh produce and another for raw meats, poultry, and seafood reduces the risk of bacteria transfer. And ignoring this can lead to bacteria from raw meats contaminating fresh produce, causing illnesses when consumed. And the third one is cook. So color and texture are unreliable indicators of safety. Using a food thermometer is the only way to ensure the safety of meat, poultry, safe food, and eggs produced of all cooking methods. These foods must be cooked to a safe minimum internal temperature to destroy any harmful bacteria. So, this principle emphasizes that color and texture alone can guarantee food safety. Only a food thermometer can accurately determine if meat, poultry, seafood, and eggs have reached a safe internal temperature. Not following this can lead to undercooked food, which can cause foodborne illnesses like poisoning, resulting in symptoms like vomiting and diarrhea. So, next is bring sauces, soaps, and gravy to a boil when reheating. So, reheating these items to a boil helps ensure any potential bacteria are killed off, making the food safe to eat. If these steps is skipped, harmful bacteria may survive and cause food poisoning, with symptoms ranging from mild discomfort to severe illness. And next is cook eggs until the yolk and white are firm. Only use recipes in which eggs are cooked or heated thoroughly. So, cooking eggs until both the yolk and white are firm destroys any harmful bacteria that may be present. If eggs are not cooked properly, they can harbor bacteria like salmonella, leading to food poisoning characterized by abdominal pain, fever, and diarrhea. So what is salmonella? Salmonella is a type of bacteria that can cause food poisoning in humans. So what causes salmonella? It is eating food contaminated with animal feces. And the last one is chill. The last one is chill. So divide large amount of leftovers into shallow containers for quicker cooling in the refrigerator. So it's crucial to refrigerate or freeze perishable foods promptly to slow down the growth of harmful bacteria. If food stays at room temperature for too long, bacteria can multiply rapidly, increasing the risk of foodborne illnesses like salmonella. Improper thawing, such as leaving food on the counter, can also lead to bacterial growth. Dividing large portions into smaller containers helps cool them faster and evenly in the refrigerator, further reducing the risk. Refrigerate or freeze meat, poultry, eggs, seafood, and other perishables within 2 hours of cooking or purchasing. Refrigerate within 1 hour if the temperature outside is above 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So this principle emphasizes the importance of storing perishable foods in the refrigerator or freezer within a specific time frame, like 2 hours of cooking or purchasing, or 1 hour if it's hot outside. So failing to do so can allow bacteria to thrive, potentially causing food poisoning and related symptoms like, again, vomiting, diarrhea, or stomach cramps. And the last one is never thaw food at room temperature, such as on the countertop. There are 3 safe ways to defrost foods. First is in the refrigerator, in cold water, and in the microwave. So food thawed in cold water or in the microwave should be cooked immediately. So thawing food safety is crucial to prevent bacterial growth. Thawing at room temperature is risky because it allows bacteria to multiply. The recommended safe methods are thawing in the refrigerator, cold water, or microwave, followed by immediate cooking. And ignoring safe thawing practices can lead to foodborne illnesses, especially if the food remains partially frozen, creating uneven cooking and leaving pockets of bacteria. So, in summary, the 4 essential food safety principles like clean, separate, cook, and chill are crucial for minimizing the risk of foodborne illnesses and ensuring overall food safety. Cleaning practices such as washing hands, utensils, and surfaces prevent the spread of harmful bacteria and contaminants. Proper separation of raw food from ready-to-eat items and avoids cross-contamination, which can lead to foodborne pathogens. And while the cooking food to the correct internal temperature kills harmful bacteria, making it safe for consumption. And the last is chilling. Chilling food promptly slows bacterial growth, especially in perishable items. By following these principles diligently, individuals can significantly reduce the chance of foodborne diseases, promoting a healthier and safer eating environment for themselves and others. Okay, so since we're done with our topic, I will ask questions. Question if you really understand what I've discussed earlier. So the question is, why is ensuring food safety crucial, and what are the key guidelines and steps one should follow to maintain safe food handling practices? Yes, Ms. Boyles? Very good. Ensuring food safety is super important because it keeps us healthy and prevents us from getting sick. So the cook, chilling, separate, and clean are the simple rules to follow for safe food handling. I hope all of you have learned about our topic today. So now let's proceed to group activity. I will divide you into group of 4. Please count 1 to 4. Okay, thank you. So this side is group 1 and group 2, 3 and 4. Please listen. Direction. Each group will be assigned a different scenario to read and understand. Write down your reaction on a half sheet of yellow pad, and each group will have 10 minutes to answer and choose one representative to discuss your statements in front of the class. This activity is worth a total of 20 points. So, for the first group, here is your scenario. Vina prepared a delightful dish of ginataang langka, simmering the jackfruit in creamy coconut milk until it was tender and flavorful. However, amidst the rush of the day, she forgot to store the leftovers in the refrigerator after breakfast. As evening fell and dinner was served, they found themselves enjoying the same dish again. Vina's daughter wrinkled her nose, detecting a slightly sour aroma, but Vina, with a smile, reassured her that it was still safe and delicious to eat. How do you react to the situation? Again, your answer will be written in a half sheet of yellow pad, and kindly take a picture of the scenario of each group. For the group 2, please listen. Kathy went to the market at 3 p.m. to buy 3 kilos of meat for her husband's birthday. After shopping at the mall nearby, she returned home with everything except the meat, which she forgot in the car until the next morning when she was ready to cook. What can you say about this scenario? And then for the group 3, Bill uses the same knife to cut raw meat and then slices bread without washing the knife in between. How do you react to this situation? And for the last group, which is the group 4, Maria is defrosting chicken for dinner. She leaves it on the kitchen counter for a few hours. What can you say about this statement? Okay, are you done taking pictures? Good, so here is the rubrics as your guideline in answering. Just refer to the rubrics as you answer, and I will give you 10 minutes prior to your presentation. You can start now. Okay, thank you for your participation and for your group's collaboration. So now we will be having a short quiz. Okay, so the direction is answer the question to the best of your knowledge. Write your answer in a one-half sheet of yellow pad. So the first question is, discuss why safe food handling practices are crucial for preventing foodborne illnesses and maintaining public health. So that word for 10 points. And the second is, in your daily living, have you ever applied those 4 essential food safety principles? Why or why not? Then what is the overall effect of this decision in your physical health? That is also worth for 10 points. I will give you 10 minutes to answer and pass it to the front as long as you're done answering. Since it's already time, this is your assignment. Kindly take a picture of your assignment and pass it next neatly. That would be all, class. Thank you and goodbye.